You know that rescue crews are back out this morning. They are still digging through the devastation. Those flash floods killing more than 100 people in central Texas, and the work to find the missing is not yet over.
Yeah, they'll be doing this for weeks, trying to clean up as rescue crews do dig through what is left. Questions are growing. Could more lives have been saved? We do have team coverage for you right now. Dia Wall is live in Kirk County speaking with survivors and first responders, and Chris Sadeghi is digging into the warning system failure that may have cost lives.
Now, Dia, we'll start with you. I know you've been on the ground there for a couple of days now. Do you see anything different this morning now that the sun is starting to come up? What's the latest?
Well, Mark, you can definitely tell that there have been improvements in cleaning out the areas that are most impacted by this flooding. You know, the area right behind us, you can see some of those trees are leaned over. Well, a couple of days ago when we got here, debris was stacked up along these banks. I mean, as far as the eye could see. So there has been some improvement in kind of clearing out some of the debris, making way as crews continue their search. You know, when we first got the alert that there was serious and devastating flooding here along the Guadalupe River, every single update it feels like has brought more tragedy and more loss and more sadness. But in the midst of all that, there's a little bit of hope for the families who are still clinging on to it. And that search continues today. You know, you guys mentioned the death toll has now exceeded 100. 84 people from Kirk County who were in this area have died as a result of this flooding, and the recovery efforts are still underway. Just yesterday I was here at this pavilion and rescue helicopters were still flying overhead searching for victims. We captured this video of one of those planes landing and two responders getting out. This happened right behind where I'm standing right now. They walked along some of the debris and searching and surveying for anything or anyone they may find. This is happening all along the Guadalupe River, days after the deadly flash flooding. Now, there are still questions this morning around why are there not sirens along the Guadalupe River in an area that's known to flood so quickly and so dramatically. Our Chris Sadeghi is joining me now with a history of flooding and sirens here in central Texas. And Chris, this is something that, I mean, people all over the country want answers to.
Yes, Dia, and that's why our Investigates team dug into it and found that about 10 years ago, there was an effort to put sirens there in Kerr County that would have warned people about storms like this, but that effort failed. You have to rewind back to 2015 in the aftermath of deadly floods that devastated Wimberley. Tom Mosier was a Kerr County commissioner at the time. We spoke to him and he said they knew that after those floods that Kerr County was prone to the same type of disaster. So in 2016, county commissioners, the city of Kerrville, and the Upper Guadalupe River Authority formed a flood river steering committee, and they conducted a $50,000 engineering study, applied for a state grant worth $1 million that would pay for sirens and river gauges. But the state denied the grant. We spoke to Mosier yesterday, and he thinks the sirens would have helped, although not prevented tragedy completely.
We were not successful, bottom line. I don't think it would have saved everybody. I really don't. It would have helped probably a lot of people, okay? But it wouldn't have been 100% effective.
And we know Governor Greg Abbott will be in Kerrville today. Will deliver a press conference after touring the area's damage. We will see if he has anything to say about the warning systems or the possibility of sirens in the future. But Dia, back out to you in Kerr County. We know that there are a lot of relief efforts working around the clock.
You know, Chris, you're absolutely right. And I've seen firsthand not only the power of volunteers from across the country, but the power of North Texans who have showed up to help and be part of the relief and response efforts. I got to meet Mark and Kim Ellis. They're from Collin County, Lucas actually, and they loaded up in their own RV to drive down here to Kerrville and respond to this disaster. This is something that they do across the country. Well, they made it here on Saturday to help with relief efforts.
When you're in the trenches and you've lost everything and somebody hands you that box of food, it's a hot meal. It just gives, I feel like it just gives up some energy, and they know it was made from love.
When you're tired and you can't move on, all of a sudden you turn around and there's somebody there to help you, bring you up. So somebody give you a hug. And so, yeah, you feel it.
Then there's Jeff Rocco. He's a Dallas chef and caterer who joined Mercy Chefs here in Kerrville to help prepare more than 3,000 meals a day for flood victims and first responders. Just days before the catastrophe, he was at Camp Mystic picking up his own 2 girls.
It hit her hard, hit my other daughter hard too. So I had to come. I was here a week and a half ago picking up my girls from the camp.
As a fellow Mystic parent and somebody who does have their babies close, what would you want to tell the parents who don't anymore?
I don't know. I can't tell them anything other than I'm sorry and no, I can't say anything. Mine are home.
You have to imagine there are countless families feeling the same way that he is, right? Coming to terms with the grief and some of the guilt of being the people who do have their babies and their children close to them after so many lost theirs along the Guadalupe River in this flooding. Chris mentioned that the governor is going to be here in Kerr County. He's doing an aerial tour. Well, House Speaker Dustin Burrows is going to be joining him for that. We're going to get a press conference afterward. That's set for 5 o'clock this afternoon. And, you hope that there are more stories of hope and resilience and comfort for the families impacted by this. We're going to turn it to meteorologist Mariel Ruiz now, who's taking a look at Flash Flood Alley and really what happened here in the Texas Hill Country.
Texas is known for its extreme weather, and it is home to one of the most flash flood prone areas in North America. It's called Flash Flood Alley. It's a long stretch along I-35 between the Red River, Dallas-Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and the Rio Grande. Now, this lies between the Balcones Escarpment and the coastal plain. The dramatic change in elevation creates the perfect conditions for flash flooding. The geography alone is enough to make this area flood prone. Then consider the intense rainfall that Texas is known to get. Rainfall rates can exceed 2 to 4 inches per hour quite easily. That alone can trigger a flash flood. Then consider the steep terrain. Torrential rain can run downhill extremely fast. This overwhelms creeks and rivers. And then consider what that terrain is made out of. Thin, rocky soils. Soil types in the area are sandy, they're clay, they're loam. This terrain doesn't absorb water really well, and it does lead to really fast runoff. All of those things are a reason why this area is known as Flash Flood Alley.
Interesting perspective if you did not know that. We know a lot of you want to help. We've been hearing it from people constantly. We do too. And that's why Tegna, our parent company, has pulled all 11 of our stations in Texas together to help raise money for the Texas Relief Fund. Now you can scan the QR code you see on your screen right now to donate. All proceeds go to nonprofits in the hardest hit areas in Central Texas.